2 United viewer, welcome to another episode of the Flexing KG Show.
Boom!
Ross. What the fuck?
That's the bottom.
That's
too big.
That's ridiculous.
Was it too high?
What on earth was that, bro?
I was wanting to go high.
It's because you're hyped because of FIFA earlier.
No, I just wanted to go. Yeah, I'm excited about that. But I just wanted to be hyped.
Yeah, but that was mad.
Wait, hold on. Would you want to like? Boom.
Nah, that's dead. But just what you did first was just
I've been trying that thing. Gone that thing. They say ooh. Wait, hold on. Ooh.
Why can't you do it? Have you not got the lung power?
I don't know. Oh.
You're not taking a big enough breath.
No, it's not that. It's not that. Is that? That's how. Is it just lungs? I'm trying to get it in tonation. Oh.
Nah, yours sounds crazy.
I ain't got it.
Why can't you do it though?
I don't know.
Bro, it's the inner.
Oh.
Nah, you're trying too hard. Trying too hard.
I'm practicing. I'm trying really hard.
You can't do though.
What we're talking about today. Talking about 4, 5,
Manchester
6
United goalkeepers. Manchester United going to be linked to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15 to 20 players.
Still worried for Arsenal.
In this Manchester United side. But even if Manchester United side no, and Arsenal still won't win the league.
Now let's talk then.
Sorry. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. And straight at the top of this show,
yes,
we have to talk about Diog Costa.
Diog. What?
Diog Costa.
Diog Costa. Yeah, because
Diog Costa. I said to Paolo, he says, yeah, that's how you say it. Because in the group, I was like, oh, this Diogo Costa, brother, I bet Paolo, you're just shorting it down to Diog Costa. And he did, yeah. Because it's Diog Jan. Anyway, Diogo Costa.
Yeah.
Manchester United are reportedly keeping a little,
inquiring.
Just like, so what, if we did want to see what you're saying, what would you be saying though? Like,
huh? We're trying to sign him. Everybody.
No, that's not the.
Put a camera on me. Put a camera on me. I want ISO and KG. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, kids. Everyone watching at home, we're signing Diogo Costa.
They didn't even listen to you. They didn't even put it on the ISO as well.
That's why I hate when they do that stuff.
Because right in there, they're put in the production room. Because this is what happens. You have Owen and Josh in the production room. Yeah. They'll just be talking about like Spider-Man and that.
They're fully talking.
Don't
about
change the
Disney.
camera.
Disney.
100%.
Say, put the camera on me.
Just put the camera on me for 2 secs. Yeah. Look. So basically, this proves that they ain't listening. They're not listening. See, it's still on a wide. It's there.
What? And those are DOS.
They're an absolute disgrace.
Yes.
They're a cheat.
You're a disgrace.
But Darmus did report earlier that Manchester United are waiting to see how this. Too late. Too late. You are, Josh. You are an absolute. Or Owen, whoever it is, you are a disgrace and you are a cheat. Then you do it when I'm just doing some general thing. Absolute disgrace and cheat.
Yeah,
but now I do have you. Manchester. Disgraces.
Hi. We're signing him.
No, right.
We're definitely signing him. We're definitely signing Costa.
No, according to reports, Man United are basically waiting to see how the De Gea situation plays itself out because that his deal's there and been agreed in principle, but it hasn't been signed off yet. And the noises coming out of Manchester United, the noises we're hearing.
The cup final flex.
Has that given an extra edge?
You know when you got something, you know, like you see, like with a child and a toy, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, I could give you this to you, but right now, your behaviour.
You're moving mad. You don't deserve
this. No, because it's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
And even De Gea is looking over like, I have been moving mad. That second goal flex
can't go in.
Can't go in. That second goal is not allowed. I don't care if you're the biggest De Gea fan in the world. This moment, what I'm getting from De Gea now is when look what we've done in the past with managers. When Sir Alex thought that Yap Stab lost a yard of pace, just a yard. He said he's got to go. Obviously the book helped as well.
And he said sorry after as well. Like,
yeah,
but at the time he was like,
he said, I think you've lost the. Bro, not only is this guy, there's already things that he doesn't do. Shot stopping is his thing. Even if you say the ball had to get through, De Gea, in his prime De Gea, he saves that. Easy, right? So now, if I'm the manager, I'm saying, well, your deficiencies are there. But now you're doing other things that's not like, just imagine now, like, you can say with me, like, right, you come late and stuff, yeah? And just imagine I just wasn't engaging people anymore. Like, I just stopped engaging. You say, well, bro, like, you're just not even, like, the requirement. You're now lost the point.
Yeah.
Like, you're not, there's nothing, you're bringing nothing to this thing. Now you're just like, you're here, innit? You know what I mean? And then you have to make a real decision.
100%.
You have to, so when you're not meeting, if you're a player, because there's some people that are gems, so you can say, you know, not comparing myself to a gem, but I'm saying that if you know
You say you're a gem.
Well, I feel that way about myself internally, but saying that out loud is crazy, right?
No, self-confidence is key.
No, internally, I feel like a gem. Don't worry,
All right,
self-confidence is fine.
Cool.
Yeah. But I'm saying that if now that I get to a stage where I'm not delivering them KPIs, bro, and right now, David De Gea, the main thing he needs to be in his team for is to make super saves.
The thing that Ten Hag and Eriksen laughed at me at in the presser for asking what's the most important thing to keep save shots, Not doing it no more. Not doing it no more. And then, to be fair, even away from the shot stopping, like we've come to the conclusion, some at different rates at others, etc. The distribution is always been a problem. We can't start attacks.
Because we got short periods.
Exactly, and there was a period in the first, after we conceded, after 8 seconds or whatever, 13 seconds against City the other day, there was a period after that of like 10 minutes where we kind of needed De Gea to kind of, if you got the confidence in yourself and the ability, just dink it over to Wamby and then we can go and play. Give a little dink out there to Luke Shaw and we'll go and play. But I was too nervous to do it. And don't get me wrong, because I know we can't do it, fair enough, go long, but that's killing us.
No, but so it's nervous that Lindelof gets really close. They do that little
and it just invites the pressure. It invites the pressure. And so but this is mad interesting because if you bring in Dean Henderson into this, your favourite guy, it's about moving him on. Nottingham Forest, you know, there's reports that they want him.
Can't wait. Well done, Forest.
Yeah, but we don't sell well. So what sort of money, if you're saying between 15 and 20 million for him, I know we want 30, 35. Ooh.
Is it good? It was kind of high.
It was.
Yeah, wait, all right. No, because the money way out of me.
We don't sell that good.
No, I think 25 million.
Is it a case? Okay, so let's say it's 25 million. What I'm asking is it a case of Man United, because of the money situation, we need to get rid of Dean Henderson and use some of that P there, 2025, top it up with a light 10-15 to then get an actual keeper? And how do you think De Gea is about accepting that thing of like, you will be fighting it out for number one, you're not going to be it?
I think Man United need to be a bit more reckless in this market. They do. Reckless. This is time to be...
Not strategic, not smart.
No, it's strategic.
Reckless.
Reckless, because right now you have reckless. You have a goalkeeper, that Dean Henderson, I know Man United probably don't feel comfortable, You got two goalkeepers both leaving at the club at the same time. And it's like when Man United lost Jill and Sir Alex in the same season, it's like, you can't do that. But guys, let's be fair.
Did you just call him Jill?
David Gill. Whatever.
David.
Sorry.
He's just a normal English man, though.
I don't know why, bro. Stay in the thing, bro. All right. So look, there's when you lose like two guys. I need to land this point, bro.
Land.
Yeah. You got these two guys leaving at the same time, but they're not the same. It's not like what Sir Alex and what's his name again?
David Gill.
Say his name, bro.
David Gill. He's the most English name.
Sorry, because I'm thinking about David De Gea, innit? David Gill, yeah?
No, Gill, bro. Just say a gill like on a fish, bro. A gill.
You're making me doubt myself,
bro.
David Gill.
His name is David Gill.
All right, okay.
You're crazy.
But I'm thinking about David, bro. You can understand where it came from.
All right.
Anyway, they're not on the same level. Those two, like Sir Alex and David Gill, leaving at the same time, is not the equivalent of Dean Henderson and David De Gea, because what David's showing us is you can't be trusted. So giving David 200 a week.
Less that is, that's going down to that.
I know. Giving him 200 a week, I don't think that's good money with the wages. Because again, it's not like our manager changes up the goalkeeper a lot. We didn't see him make Butland, I don't think did he play for us?
No,
at all. Like, how many games did Dubravka get?
2 maybe.
This is what I'm saying. So I get you're saying these two are gonna fight out. Apparently,
they want Dyer to be a second keeper.
This is it, but why are you going to have that much money on a second keeper? Get somebody else, like other clubs do. That Ortega guy, I don't know how much he's on, but I know he's not on 200. And this is the thing, Man United just need to make smarter decisions. So when I say be reckless, let Dean go. And then after, with the De Gea thing, let him walk out the door. Now, there's a lot of pressure on Man United to get the new goalkeeper because now we understand we're negotiating that in a minus. What you need to do is really bring in Costa and let De Gea go. And then after, even if you had that young kid that won the league.
Do you think there's a way, and bring him in as a second keeper,
Second.
Do you think there's a way that actually De Gea doesn't stay? Like that contract, because it's been reported that offers there, he has agreed to less wages and no guarantee of being number one. Yeah. Do you think it could go one step further where actually they go, actually, David, you know what? No. But if you think about that, there's no sell-on in him as well.
That's the right thing to do.
Just let him go for free.
I think it's the right thing to do. Now, it's what are we going to do now? Like, we've made a mistake for ourselves. We find ourselves in this position. David De Gea now, he can go somewhere else and not demand whatever. Like, he'll go somewhere and just take the money that he's given. He'll get a sign-on fee. That's brilliant for him. I think now we just come to the end of our tether with this player. He's been brilliant for Man United. He's been fantastic, held us down. He's the reason why we would finish in certain positions. And he's won the Golden Glove. I think that's a nice way to end to his service at Man United, but we need to move forward. He has the same deficiencies as Maguire for Man United in terms of he can't play how the manager wants him to play. So we say it with Maguire all the time, Maguire, you can't play because you don't fit into the manager wants to play a high line, he wants to do all these things.
So because literally we had no other goalkeepers capable of coming in this year.
You can't do this. So now to go in and say, hey, go, even though you can't do none of the things I need you to do, have 200,000 a week. Why? That feels insane. That's why I say, I get it's trying to be cute and smart, but you have to be reckless in this market and say, you know what, like Joe Hart, big man, you're not for me. Because I hate to see David De Gea walking around. He always kind of just long and just like, he's looking sad. You look at the bench and you see David De Gea. I don't want David De Gea to be just on the bench. Yeah, you know what I mean? Folded, arms folded and just looking like he don't know what's going on.
No, but worse still, eating out 200 racks. You're saying that of like he looks sad, but on top of that, from a club point of view, 200 racks coming out the budget a week.
There you go. Then when he does play,
because a new keeper that we sign, if we signed Diogo Costa, would he be on 200 grand a week?
No.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I agree with what you're saying. If they could find a way to actually just not do this, but I think the problem is that I think they know they need to let Dean Henderson go. And then they want to have a backup keeper who can actually play.
No, but the problem that you're going to have is we're still going to have the same issues. So now just imagine in the games
De Gea can be the backup keeper and this guy, or they can fight it out for number one.
There's going to be issues. There will be issues because now you got De Gea as the number 2, and he's going to be waiting. He's going to come into games and we're like,
But he knows that already though. He's signing this on the pretense that he's not going to be number 1 though.
No, but I'm talking about the fans and us lot. When you bring on these players and then he plays in these certain games and like, why is the hair starting? And he does the nonsense of, when Maguire comes in, it's like, we're just different now. We can't play the way we usually do. What you want to do is, with whoever's playing, whoever the personnel is, they play the same. Like in the City, like no matter what happens, City are going to play a certain brand of football. If you take a player out and then the football brand still is totally different, we're killing ourselves. We want us to look like ourselves
every player can,
at every moment.
Plays,
and the problem is, we know that your number 2 can't do what you need him to do. So what's the point? That's my thing is, and I think honestly, with the goals that our managers had time to think about it and look at it, and he's thinking to himself, I don't think De Gea is the one for me because he said he's not. He said right.
He said I'm not going to say you'll always be my number 1. Ten Hag's definitely. I think Ten Hag definitely has come to the conclusion that he knows he needs to change that position.
He knows about him. He understood about Weghorst. Weghorst was crying the other day, and Sabitzer. He knows Sabitzer. Like Sabitzer is a good player, and all these players have only got themselves to blame in a sad way. But that Sabitzer, the injuries happened, and he couldn't maintain. He couldn't get into this team. So, the manager's not going to sign you.
And he's done it with Maguire as well.
He's done it, and one thing that he's consistent. When he makes up his mind, the only player that he's still in his good books, or still in his good graces, is Jadon Sancho. Out of the fringe man then.
Yeah. And he's the only one kind of getting games because he thinks he's got something to work with there, but even that's kind of running out. I think to finish off on the keeper thing before we move on, I don't know, man. I feel like Ten Hag didn't want to have to do this yet. I think he wanted 1 more year out of David De Gea, but it became increasingly obvious, like it hit me like a ton of bricks, like a steam train, like a bullet train, just boom, just shit. Nah, Nah, man.
You can't trust him.
Yeah,
Sadly.
and you can't even when before I got to this point, even in the games, you're never truly comfortable.
Don't get twisted.
It took us ages.
Martinez, I was comfy.
Yeah.
De Gea, Martinez, that relationship, I was behind it. De Gea's getting shaken up and everything's good. It's the drop off. It's been incredible. And it's colossal mistakes. It's like now people are telling me, I get rival fans like, your goalkeeper's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, like if we did a combined 11 with Arsenal, and someone's saying, Ramsdale's getting in, what do I say? And you know, okay. I'm always gonna fight to put Man United players in. But in this one, I'm like, I'm not even the biggest Ramsdale fan. Ramsdale's had his little
he does things with wrong positions or lets it easy.
Thing that David does though,
in
terms of, at least you can say, well, Ramsdale's gonna pick the ball out, like he's gonna come for stuff. He's a bit brave. Yeah, he's made some errors here and there, but our keeper just feels like the one that is. And it's mad saying this because he won the Golden Glove, and I still put that down to De Gea's good saves at times.
So look, that Golden Glove thing is a bit of everything. It's simple as that. There's certain games where he made big saves and he kept the clean sheet. There's other games he didn't have to do that much, and the team was okay, and we just defended well, and he hardly had to have a question asked of him. That's how clean sheets work, innit? It's a joint effort. Effort.
The question is it all that bad, or is it because we're not scored? Nah, David let us down.
Nah, it's not. I get what you're trying to say, because you're saying like, look, we're not saying, look, if you play David De Gea for 38 Premier League games, you're not going to win none because he's so rubbish. That's not going to happen, because football's not black and white like that, because it's a team sport. So there's 10 other players out there who are going to do stuff that, depending on how they play, won't ask a lot of questions of David De Gea during the game. Do you know what I mean? But there's always going to be a moment in a game where a team has a chance, usually. Do you know what I mean?
It's the big games that...
Right, it's been the big games in the business end of the season. Because actually, let's face it, I know a lot of people had this whole De Gea's been a problem from early, from Wade, from before. But actually, when it was with Martinez and it was the reformed thing with Varane and everyone, like you said, everyone was fist pumping, and Dalot before the World Cup and Luke Shaw. When that little section was going along, it was like we wasn't just every week going, he has to go.
And it's been great. It's been,
and he was making big saves.
Yeah,
but what the true test of it is, which is what we can't hide from, as the season unfolded, as the pressure grew, and as the team developed as well. Because one thing is like getting a bit of calm to pick up some results, because we've just lost the first game at home to Brighton. There was no Ronaldo. We had to play Christian Eriksen up front. There's no Martial. You're fighting all these little fires. You get smacked. And at Brentford, let's not act like was not disgusting. Oh my God, Brentford, the fucking De Silva. Just De Silva. Is it just De Silva or Wissa?
Oh my God.
One of them. I think it's just De Silva. Bro, he takes the left foot shot and it just falls in the thing.
No, remember when
that's
he
goal
lies
number
down
one.
and they said they disallowed it. I think it was West Ham or something. There was a goal, like he's just lying down on the floor. Like, remember,
that was Arsenal. Fred stepped on his foot. That weren't this season.
No, he did it this season again. It was West Ham. They disallowed it or something.
Oh yeah, when we was watching. Yeah. At the West Ham Stadium.
I'm out. I just decided.
So there's that. Then he done the one where he passed it to Eriksen. Eriksen got rushed against Brentford in the same game they scored. So his mistakes actually were happening.
Maguire, Europa.
I was there. I know Maguire's rubbish and it's his fault, but David De Gea should never pass him that ball. You know, the West Ham one, the one in the cup final, like
all the horrible passes.
There was one near post. I think Lindelof was there or something. It just is against Everton. Was it against Everton? Owen will know. Owen, I don't know if you can shout, but it went through the near post.
Are you listening to this? You shouldn't be able to do this.
There you go.
That's the part that we need to understand, because now it's getting Taibbi. No, I'm not saying it's Taibbi, but we're starting to play.
It's just moving mad.
Fabian, when Barthez started to move mad. It's like, all right, Barthez, you are good.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
And this is what we just are here with him. So anyway, I don't spend the whole show talking about David De Gea, but
let us know.
I'm happy that we're linked to
Diop Costa. Let us know what you guys think in the comments, man. I'm pretty sure everybody would agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
On looking for a new goalkeeper. At the very minimum, a new one has to come in. And that way, David De Gea knows that you're not just guaranteed to be the number one. I don't think we can stop this whole, he has to get 200k a week, lesser terms. I think that's just going to happen. But clearly, the club are trying, which is a good sign. Good noises coming out that they want to get another goalkeeper.
Let him go, man.
I know.
I hope he gets a good. I hope a club puts in a bid. Like a club says we want him.
I don't know. No, they can get him for free.
Yes, I hope
There's
someone.
no bid. It's just.
No, I hope a club starts talking to him. I hope them conversations.
Well,
start.
that would only happen if Eric Ten Hag says, "Actually, do you know what? It's best that you go."
Well, Herrera did this. Herrera was like, "How are you letting me?" Because
right now, David De Gea is a free agent.
Yeah.
Right now.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Herrera said, "Well, you lot let me get to this point. I'm going just on the basis of how you treat me right now."
Yeah.
I hope De Gea feels that. And
nah, he won't do that because he wants to stay.
He doesn't feel that. It's bothering me. But anyway, let's go.
Yeah. Also, what we heard today was Manchester United are interested in Declan Rice, and they want to be kept informed about Moises Caicedo. Now, we spoke a little bit about this in the morning show, but Dharmesh during the daytime this afternoon did speak a little bit more about it.
My fellow bald man, my fellow bald brother.
Yes, big up your fellow bald brother. Man United interested in Declan Rice and want to be kept alert or kept informed about Caicedo. Could we? We're trying to get Mount, which that's definite. Look like we're trying to get him.
We're not going to get him.
We're not going to get Mount.
We're not going to get Mount.
Why'd you say that?
The valuations is just crazy.
So you think something will just give it?
No, because I think it's just a problem. Again, there's a player that they don't want to sell. That's the issue. It's like they got
he doesn't
players
want to
on
be
the
there.
list.
He doesn't want to be there.
He don't want to be there.
He's rejected contracts. He don't want to play there.
Yeah, but it's like we want to get a certain amount of money, like for this player, and they had their pants pulled down. So they're just saying Todd needs to send a message to someone, and what greater club to get your message across than a Man United saga. So now it's like I think that if it's like what they're valuing him at,
70.
78. Well, first it was 80, which is ridiculous.
70 is what we're hearing.
Man United, we're interested in this player for like what? 50. That is way off, right? And what do you like? Us getting to 65 for Mason Mount doesn't make sense for me personally. I think to myself, there's other players. There's cheaper players that surely can do this job that he's bringing. I don't see him as a 65 million player. Honestly, don't see him as, even in this market, where we are in this market, I think this is a ridiculous deal, personally. You know?
For that money,
It's ridiculous. Like, again, you put the pressure on this guy's back. You don't even know if he's a guaranteed starter. You don't know. That's the one thing
Maybe
for
Ten
us.
Hag does.
Well, we don't know. That's the worrying part.
To spend that much money.
But it doesn't feel like, do you think if Mason Mount comes into your midfield, it's transformed?
Not just him.
Not transformative. No. But if you said,
but we need players like that in our squad, though.
We need those players, but you don't pay 65 million for a squad player. You want squad players.
What about it's not our money? Just get the quality, and we have to start building a squad.
No.
Because don't we do this too much, where we get concerned with the money? But if the player is good enough, they come and play. We don't care about the money. If Mason Mount comes and gets double-figure goals and assists, you're not going to say, "I can't believe we played 65."
If he's the first team, maybe he might be. My thing is, are we trying to build? So we have Casemiro as a mainstay.
Yeah, maybe we've got 2 8s ahead of that. So what if we got Mount and Bruno as 2 8s and Casemiro holding?
Is that going to win us the Premier League? Is that the road to? Because my thing is, are you going to bring out the best in Bruno, Casemiro, and these guys are here? Who's going to best suit those two?
Well, here's the thing.
I would say personally, I just want to quickly get this off. I like Declan Rice. Yeah. I think Declan Rice next to Casemiro is nice for me.
100%.
You know, that's one. I'd rather go all out and bring in Thingy for like 70, 80 million. Declan Rice.
100.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I'd spend that.
So you'd
money
rather try and push for the 100 than have to spend 65
on Mount? I don't even know like if he's gonna. If my manager tells me
Ten Hag wants him. Ten Hag wants this player
to play week in, week out. That's
he wants him.
My midfield next season is Casemiro, Mount, and Bruno. Do you feel that's strong enough against City or all these big games?
No, not in certain games, no.
And this is the
But
problem,
how do you know that's the end plan, though? What you can't do is think of things in isolation. You have to think of a bigger picture and a bigger plan. Because we don't know if once he goes and gets Mount, I agree with you in terms of the money. Like, how do we live in a world with this current Man United structure where we can get Mount for 60, 65, then try and get Caicedo for 70, 80, or Declan Rice.
Close to
80. They would have turned down 70 already in January, so 80 plus, yeah? So I agree with that, but how do we not know that his plan is to not get Mason Mount and then another 6? Lavia or whoever, I don't know, but another one to support what you're saying.
But even that though, because if you told me that my midfield could be if we only bought in 2 midfielders and it was Lavia and Caicedo, I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Because now I feel like I have like no matter what, I can chop and change and I can bring certain players in. The 10 will have to look at that, but then I still have Eriksen for the 10-ish. But then I have some, like, I literally have some more strength in there. We know that Caicedo could be transformative to our midfield. And we know that Lavia kid, he's young, he's got a lot on his side. He can be for a cheaper price.
But he's young, yeah. It's because he's cheaper, so you're more comfortable.
So
because you don't know if he's going to come in and transform us, but he's young.
You already know, as soon as the price tag is there, the heavy price tag makes things worse for any player. So now you're saying to him, if Mount comes in, he's no longer just going to be, bro, you're a very expensive signing who we have a high expectation from, but how can we have this expectation? What are you going to, how much are you going to give to us in terms of the new, are you going to be the Michael Carrick that's going to transform Man United? When you step into this club, are you the piece that's missing?
What if Ten Hag thinks he is? What about backing what our manager thinks?
I'm going to trust in the manager, but I have big question marks over this player because, again, not like I haven't watched him properly, but I've more laughed at him as in being Lampard's boy, right?
But I think, do you know what I think though? I think that's the thing that's being used to beat him with a stick, like he's not good. I'm being serious. I think what we're doing is literally that. Remember when it was the fantasy of, didn't he kept playing for England as well? And they were like, where's Grealish? He keeps playing Mount all the time as well. Same thing. Yeah. He's just the boy who's just looked after. Not the kid that done exceptionally well for Lampard in his first season.
Yeah.
Not the kid that helped win the Champions League for Chelsea under Tuchel and was very good.
Yeah.
Double figures, goals and assists. And yeah, it sounds a bit like I'm selling to you, but I'm just saying like, and because he's had a bad season last year, where who at Chelsea Football Club in its entirety had a good season? Nobody. Like, you can't judge any Chelsea player off of last season because it's an anomaly. The same way we had our worst ever season, now look at people like Wan-Bissaka, look at Rashford. Like, people were saying just get rid of Rashford because look, they're terrible. Head down, can't control the football. Just scored 30 in the right system, right manager. So I think that because literally, it's interesting that you say, I just see him as because I used to laugh at him because he's Lampard's boy.
That's it.
But actually, that's actually just beating him with a stick that actually probably isn't fair. He's like, because it's discrediting what he actually is very good at, profile-wise. And I'm not trying to say he's the best thing since sliced bread. And I do agree with that statement you said of how transformative is he.
And that's the
I get that. But to have him in my squad, as to use him, whether it's starting or thing, or on the bench, I do think that is really good quality to have. Not just he's all right, he can just run around. He's really good. He's a really good player, in my opinion. I think if used right in the system, he can be. But 100% though, we can't just get Mason Mount and have Bruno and Casemiro and say Mason Mount was our midfielder.
You can't.
And actually, if I did have a choice, I like what you're saying about, do you just go big and try and get the one who really transforms your whole midfield, then find another Mason Mount-ish player around the way for less money, then yes, I would try and get Declan Rice for a bit more, or I'll try and get Caicedo. Because those players are coming in next to Casemiro and doing the madness.
If I play City in the next game, if I had a midfield of Casemiro, Rice and Bruno, I'm comfortable. I'm not saying we're going to win. I'm saying I fancy our chances in that battle, in that fight. If I had a midfield of Casemiro, Caicedo and Bruno, again, I feel good, right? That's a midfield that I say, if it's war, we can meet them on the pitch, right? Even then McAllister that's gone to, that's heading to Liverpool. You already know, those are the signings, those are the players where you say, you know what? You'll be ready for this game. This is a physical battle. Like we've had these things without, not saying Mount will be like Eriksen or nothing, but I just don't want guys to be, I don't want us to use the line of this game's too big for him, can't play. What? We just paid 70 million for you. You need to be able to play any game that we put you into. Are you with me? That's where I'm at.
Well, in that team, look, Mount played in the midfield, I know Chelsea played with a back five, but I'm just looking at that team that started. Again, you talk about the biggest games. Champions League final. Don't come much bigger. He had Kante and Jorginho behind him, and he was up front with Havertz and Werner.
He's up front though.
Well, actually, it's a bit of a lie. There's two behind the striker because they played two.
This is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
but he can operate in that area. That's where he started.
But my problem is we're buying these players, We have these players that is, how can I explain it? Like, we buy players that are not really gonna be perfect for Man United. Like, are you gonna be the guy? Are you the piece that we're looking for? like looking at Man United this season, I know that we've had a deficiency between the Eriksen, Freds, McTominays. That next player next to Casemiro hasn't been good enough.
Yeah.
So now my best work would be, who is that? Identify that player.
Yeah. What type of profile do they need to have? Do they need to be like an Eriksen but more mobile, who's really good on the ball, or a Rice that can travel with the ball, strong on the ball, good distribution, good in the tackle?
I'm looking for
similar to Caicedo as well.
Because we left Thingy behind, and then Bruno's still going to do Bruno things.
Yeah.
So now at least you can say, hey Bruno, don't worry, we'll clean up because I know your job is to find a striker. Bruno, play the striker in, and we're good. Bruno, if you can give me the same shot creation as before, and we're just stronger in other parts of the pitch, fine. Are you with me? So you say, I'm going to support, Casemiro can help out every now and then, but let's get as close to the Real Madrid version of the Cruz and Modric type thing. Let's try our best to find, okay, who's this next player this is Casemiro, who's gonna be Cruz? But again, more mobile because the game's it's faster in the Premier League. Let Bruno find a striker. Let him find the wingers. Let him play in Rashford, Anthony, whoever's, and the Kane or the Osimhen of this world. That's what should be happening because Bruno can create chances, but we've seen where Bruno lacks. And then it's like, I need to find things that everyone's going to thrive in this team. And at the moment,
and anyone can get it, because even when Bruno's not playing well, let's get it 100%. There's games where Bruno cannot start.
Absolutely.
There isn't now. He's the linchpin, and actually, to be fair, he's probably going to get the captaincy at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So Ten Hag will play all the time.
But if you give him the number 9, he'll be fine. He will be.
Oh, Bruno's will be.
Yeah, he gets a real number 9.
So but there is a world where we have so much quality that it's like I want to get to what City do. There's men that are not kicking ball that are really good. Like I said, I saw Mahrez just walking out. He just scored a hat-trick to get them there in the semi-final against Sheffield United. Not playing in the final, mate. It's just what it is. Helped us win the league last year in the last minute. That was last year, man.
That's what we do.
Get different horses for different courses, mate.
Foden,
8 minutes.
8 minutes in the final. Yeah, just pick up the cup, go about your business.
Alvarez, World Cup winner. Wicked.
Whole time.
Help winner. When it was tight against Fulham and we're chasing down Arsenal, top bins outside the box, won us the game. Don't mean you're going to play in the final.
No one starts.
Play your position, you play your part. That's what we have to get to. But the problem is because of the money situation, we are cherry picking, going, but get this, there's got to be cheaper, we're not just going for the quality inside the squad because we have to cherry pick because of the situation. Because Man City are stable financially. If they want to get that player, they can add. Because we're going through this transition, and let's not act like we haven't spent money though. We spent it in the wrong places. We spent
and we might do it again.
We've spent it in the wrong places.
We might do it again though. With this, if this Mount deal gets to 70 million, I'll be honest with you, I'll be pissed. Because that's not the best use of 70 million.
No, it's not.
In the last year of his contract. We can't want him that much, and that's why. And I know, it almost feels like we're getting back on ourselves, saying you just have to say no to a manager at times. But it's like, mate, that's a lot of money that we're about to spend on this kid. And I know you want him to come on tour, but is he worth that? Tell me, if on the big game he's starting. That's what I want to know from you. I'm gonna sanction this deal because I'm going, bro. I'll be in the office saying I want to sanction this deal. Let me know that in games.
Maybe Ten Hag is saying that.
He's starting.
Maybe he's saying he is.
Then I'm behind you, Ten Hag.
Maybe he is.
If you're telling me right now, that this guy that we're about to spend, because we don't have crazy money at the moment.
it's a big chunk of your budget.
This is a big chunk of the budget. He has to play. Is he going to bring out the best in Bruno and Casemiro? Because that's the midfield you have at the moment.
If that's your plan.
This is your plan, and we're all in agreement. Let's go.
Yeah.
65.
Yeah. You have to, but I don't think it'll be 70
Do you
million.
know how mad that is?
Yeah, I know, but we have to stop the outrage of someone said it earlier today on the show, and I said it first. We have to not act like we don't know how flipping negotiations work, bro. You're selling something, you put the highest price that you want because you know I'm going to go down, and if I'm buying something, I'm going to offer you the lowest that I want, and we meet in the middle. So we're saying that somewhere between 50 and 70 million.
That middle is
55 and add-ons.
55 is for me, and I'm trying to
walk out the
room.
Max.
I'm walking out the room. 55, I'm walking out the room. Just how when we tried to sell Klopp. Who did you try to sell him for how much?
Bellingham for Billy.
Costa
Billy.
Yeah, I'm walking out.
Yeah.
Disgusted. Because at Man United, there's players, bro. Again, we were offered Moise Caicedo for 5 million.
Crazy.
For 5 million. Now we're about to same player. So I'm saying, raw, let the scouting network, they know these players. And Man United, just be brave. So even that thing, you know, it's almost the double-edged sword, right? The Rasmus Højlund thing that's going on, right? It's like, Man United should sign him actually.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's like, usually would sign that player from like when he's done incredibly well.
When he's going to cost 100 million.
Cost 100 million.
Yeah.
Nah. Sign him now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But we can't just sign him.
Sign him now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all these little.
We need more types of that.
More of these types.
Malacia was that as well.
Malacia was that. Yeah. Again, raw. Malacia's had his.
He's had his ups and downs this season, but I think as a breakout season, it's been good.
It's been decent.
Yeah.
But instead of doing this thing, because again, what happens is with the City players, they come in and because they're not the money's not crazy, the pressure's not the same.
Yeah, but also they're coming into that ship where Pep improves players. Akanji's the perfect example. People just, they got that guy from Dortmund. What's he on? Yeah. And then look, he's just a main starter man who's winning treble in his first season. Ake, first season, people were like, he ain't even that thing. Second season, mainstay.
Chelsea, what happened? How did they?
Bournemouth.
This is it.
Man, come from Bournemouth.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
This is it.
That just shows you. So yeah, what would you guys rather do? Would you prefer to get Mason Mount through the door, then try and find money somehow to then add to that and get a Moises Caicedo or a Declan Rice? Or would you do like what KG's saying, that if you're looking to spend the best part of 70 M's or thereabouts on Mason Mount, forget that, put an extra 30 somehow and go and get Kane, go and get Declan Rice or Caicedo, etc. And then find a younger player or more cheaper player in where Mason Mount will play. Because we do need two midfielders, to be fair. Totally. We need that six, like what Declan Rice and Caicedo are, those kind of midfielders. Yeah. And we also need someone like Mount as well. He's an attacking midfielder, can press, can score goals. We need
and we can
both.
have 2 10s because now Eriksen and Bruno can fight out for the 10
Yeah, exactly. Eriksen's still going to be there.
Need to be nowhere near that midfield box to box thing anymore.
No, because
nowhere near.
Nah, or in the right game against someone crap at home where we just got the ball
in control,
and he's all right.
But those games come a dime a dozen. If we see Bruno's moving mad, say Eriksen warm up, you get into play in Bruno's position. It's perfect.
Yeah. Or even someone else. We can bring someone else in.
Yeah.
Like if we did get Mount, I know it's a little expensive, like you said, sub, but no one's guaranteed, bro. No matter about the money, no one's guaranteed.
I don't want to.
No one's guaranteed.
That's too expensive.
Yeah.
Can I say something that's a bit reckless? Might as well, innit? If we do sign if Sheikh Jackson does come in, that whole left winger thing. Like if you look back at things, we probably played it down and said, "Well, what do you mean by that?" The first time we asked about Neymar, he was like, he just kind of, he didn't throw it away though. He didn't like.
Who?
Ten Hag. What did he say when he was asked about Neymar the first time?
Was he asked about Neymar? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
When?
Owen could tell us.
I missed that.
They asked our manager about Neymar. And he probably said something. I think he was trying to be funny or something. Yeah.
Owen, who asked it? What, an oppressor?
Owen.
I mean, Owen.
They honestly asked about Neymar and the presser. Owen.
Yes.
Did they ask about Neymar and the presser one time?
He said, when we have news, we'll let you know.
What, about Neymar?
I swear to you.
Just about transfers.
The question was about Neymar,
yeah.
But he sort of answered it in terms of when we have news,
we'll let you know.
I.e., I'm not talking about any transfers, but not. Don't be stupid. We're not getting Neymar.
It wasn't like a.
Yeah.
No, I usually
thought he'd shut it down more.
So I was like, then after I heard the news this week that Man United still interested in left wingers, and I thought, that's weird. You know what I mean?
We're not getting.
Wait a minute. If Sheikh Jassim arrives at Man United, do not be surprised if Neymar pulls up on a loan.
Yeah, okay.
Honestly,
if that happens.
Do not be surprised if you now see, because other people mentioned it, if Rashi, the guy they said can score 30 goals a season, because he all likes to remind us, I told you, there's someone that can score 30 goals when we lost Ronaldo's goals. Don't be surprised by that. It's not something I'm like, I think it was funny that he didn't shut it down. And when we said we're still linked to left wingers, I thought, left wingers,
yeah, because he still sees Garnacho as inexperienced, so he still wants another one.
Yeah, and I was like...
Shows that Sancho's not the one.
Sancho's not the one. There you go. But then There's a left winger in world football available, and PSG are making changes. And if Man United, if Sheikh Jassim, who the Glazers are trying to make sure they rinse him dry, that he has to do another bid.
And Sajim, don't matter who it is.
No, but I feel like
because they're rinsing Sajim as well by saying you want to buy a lot less, but you have to pay even more now.
Have you heard Sajim make another improved offer? Because I haven't.
Yeah, no, he doesn't need to.
He's made that one offer.
But now it's back in his court though, because now they've made a bigger bid. No. Now they're going to go back to you and say,
nah. I heard Sheikh Jassim has to make another bid. Didn't you hear the last time when he said?
Yeah, but Sajim has always kind of been this front runner.
Bid.
That's what I'm saying. Why is that?
We haven't heard anything from
Why is that?
We ain't heard anything
from
from
because they're comfortable with their position. And they ain't got that kind of beat.
Because I'm saying, you man, I'm trying to squeeze you man for the dough. Because really, I want the dough from you man. Because you're going to give it to me quick. Like, look, they said all 6 guys can stay on. So how much is Sergin buying? If all 6 are staying on, then he's giving them, he's...
Just enough to get majority. He's getting his pants pulled down even more.
So how do we all share that money? Now, if all 6 wants to stay, what are we sharing? Just out of what do you call it?
What do you mean?
Because we sold our shit. Bro, if we're doing like...
Yeah, but they keep minority. They still own a lot of it.
I'm saying now, before...
Just not as much as before.
Before, like, we was all going to get a payout. Yeah? A legendary payout. Yeah? Well, what's... The money is not going to, like... You guys, if you're not staying... Well, how are we sharing the money now? Before, if you're just walking away, I take my share, my stake of this thing, I'm taking all those P's, yeah, and I'm getting off into the sunset. Now we're saying that's no longer happening. Guys, we're all staying here. So then, the money that I was hoping to get before, the one that I could have got from Altans, yeah, there's no big payout. It's not the same. Only 2 was supposed to remain. Now all are remaining. How? The news is, that doesn't make sense. So now I'm telling you, like, bro, they are squeezing these guys. They're squeezing Sheikh Jassim,
but they're squeezing the hell out of the whole process.
And they want it to come from him, fam, because they know you man have got no more P's. I ain't heard a peep from Sir Jim about P's. Yeah, and let's not even talk about how bad he's running his club. They're about to sell one of their best players.
Glazers don't give a shit about that.
No, but it's like...
That's for us to care about. Glazers don't care that he's running his club badly, so don't leave it in bad hands. Pundits,
but when the newspaper people and all these people that are writing these articles and stuff, or the man in the Athletic, this is write that out, bro. Reams, bro. When that stuff, was it Petit or Perez that came out and said, we don't know where we're getting, where he's taking this club? Front page. The guys, they're talking about someone being terrible for a club. You're about to take over the biggest club in England, and how is that
biggest club ever assembled?
Biggest club ever assembled. And that's not being reported. But you're talking about, they said, how would it be if he owns, remember when they were linking, Jassim doesn't own PSG, yeah? And they were saying, well, what's that gonna be? PSG and thingy. Bro, he owns the club. No one's talking about how it could affect things. And now they're saying he ain't running his club properly, and it's just...
No, they're saying he doesn't own PSG.
Bring Manchester back to... No, I'm talking about Sir Jim now. I'm saying that the PSG link was there, just because of Qatar. Just because Qatar.
So but they've separated that, say no, nothing to do with that.
But they
so owning Man United is not a problem.
There you go.
It's not a problem.
There's a guy with a French club that is ruining it, fam. Anyway.
Obviously, look, we don't want Sir Jim, but... The takeover thing's just gone quiet because the Glazers don't give a crap. They have been disgusting in this sale process.
100%. I hate them.
They're disgusting. Just quickly before we go, Man United are ready to listen to offers for Scott McTominay, Martial and Fred.
I'll take the Fred one as well. I'll take every single player that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Sell him.
How much could we get? My thing for Martial is this. Who on earth's going to buy him? I think someone would want to loan Martial. And also because you need some guarantee. Why would you? Right, but the thing is his contract runs out in a year. He's only got a year left. We're in a bad situation, Martial.
We're saying
we have 15. We have to sell Martial.
We say 15.
It's going to be crazy. Whatever it is, you're going to have to sell him.
I'm going to try and squeeze it for 20.
Forget trying to. Yeah, fair enough. But you also have to convince someone to part ways with money on a permanent basis. What are you? Listen,
Martial
we've got a car in the garage. Good runner. You know. Sometimes you need it for long journeys and short journeys. It's not really reliable, but in the past it used to be all right.
Martial FC can
They'll say the hold-up play, the calmness, link-up play, ice cold in front of goal.
If Martial FC still exists, Get them man in the boardroom.
Yeah.
Because them man can sell this guy. They've been selling him to us for
I
seasons.
just don't see where he goes. I don't see what Sevilla tried
Tech.
to take him last
Don't forget
year,
Tech.
sent him back.
He's got tech. He's got tech.
I just don't see how.
Well,
And when I looked today, I thought, let me see what his contract, and it runs out next year. And I'm like, rah, you can't give him an extension, impossible. Is there a situation where Martial will just leave for free? Because he doesn't go anywhere this year.
Just let him go 10, 15 million. It's just...
It really was 50 million down the drain. The media was right then. How ironic is that? We spent years 50 million down the drain, the irony. So, I mean, English press said he had no chance.
Down the drain.
It's 50 million down the drain then, wouldn't it be? Signed in 2015.
Should have said injured again, fam. Tony Marshall injured again. Bro, he's injured more than he scores, fam. He's a liberty, fam. I don't even want to get. So he needs to go. Scott McTominay, I'm happy to listen to offers.
Yeah, because that's
I think
someone
Scott
who
will
generate
be
money.
of value to a lot of clubs lower down the table.
I think we should try and give him to West Ham.
West Ham, perfect.
I think we should give him to West Ham and Maguire.
A trade.
And put like 30 million and say, give us Declan Rice. Maybe 40.
I think that Ben us like feels like we've been done there.
Why? Declan Rice is worth 100 million. You're saying that Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay are worth 70 combined.
I could get a light 20 for 25 from McTominay, you know.
Okay, so 25 for him. How much are you getting from Maguire?
Back at Orioles.
40?
And,
No, what are you getting from him? 40 max.
Yeah.
That's 65 million. So I'm saying it's not that mad to say that both of them players are not more than 70 mil.
25 for Scott.
Not getting much more than that.
Yeah.
And you ain't getting much more than 40. The 40 is the
Scott's
max.
a Premier League player, you know.
Yeah, for real.
Scott's gonna hold a team down. Like he'll be good in the
He'd
Premier League.
be good at West Ham. Instead of Souček and stiff up Souček rubbish.
I like that.
He'd be right. Him, Paquetá. I mean, running around, and then Declan Rice comes to
I
us.
think, yeah.
I'm saying, here's Harry Maguire.
David Moyes would love, and he can play him as a centre back when he needs to as well. Get him on the phone.
He's Scottish as well. McTominay's Scottish.
Scored.
Yeah, so I think, and Fred.
I sent him straight to the man them in Fulham. Say, Fred, thank you so much for your time here.
Fred would ball out as well.
He'll ball out. He's brilliant.
Even Willie had just.
Fred's good. He's good. He's a good player. Like, I'm not saying
we just got to move on
Fred,
from that type of quality. That old crop.
It's been great. Fred, out of all of the men that we've been talking about, you actually been wicked.
Yeah,
thank you
puts
for
in a
time.
shift. You know what he's good at. Certain games you need him. Certain games comes on, takes the mantelpiece from Eriksen. This season he's done that quite well actually. To be fair to him, very professional.
Really
and he's a good
Fred.
player to have in your squad. He's like off the pitch, like just for the team, smiling, happy. You can tell he's just a good egg.
Just has to change though. Just has to change.
Yeah.
That whole midfield has to change.
And the options that come with it as well. So yeah. Smash a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. This week, okay, little bite-sized versions. We're going to be doing end of season awards, player of the season, moments of the season, signings of the season, transfers that we want for next year. Inside here with UVQ later on this week, and they're going to keep coming out as the week goes on as well. So make sure we haven't forgot about the end of the season stuff. We just wanted to do it properly and get as many people down into UVQ as possible. Remember, Tactical View. It was yesterday, but if you haven't seen it, check it out. And if you haven't seen the FIFA stream from earlier, just someone, to be fair, you don't even have to watch the whole thing. Someone would have put, pure scenes. Someone would have put the link or the timestamps by now to the 2 last-minute goals.
Title charge.
If you know, you know. Guys, we are out of here. See you soon. See you tomorrow morning. Transfer View, me and Owen.